Exposed. How my girlfriend's $46,000 scam unraveled. Shocking betrayal revealed. My girlfriend, Tia, bragged to a friend if I can get him to marry me, I won't have to work ever again. I wasn't her boyfriend. I was her money machine. But catching her was just the start of the plan my sister and I had. I found out something about Tia that broke my heart. I need help seeing if this is as bad as it feels. I'm not sure if I'm going crazy. I've been with Tia for 2 years, living together for 6 months. I'm a software engineer and make okay money, about $95,000 a year. She works in communications, but always talks about needing a fresh start with money. She said her ex left her with debt, and she was fixing her credit. I believed her because I loved her and wanted to help. Here's the deal. I've been paying for everything. Our $2,400 rent each month, all me. Groceries, bills, her $450 car payment. Even her credit cards. Me, when she said she was short on cash, she'd cry about being behind on bills. And I'd send her money right away. Trips to Miami and Colorado. Me, dinners out 3 times a week. Me, her whole closet of work clothes, also me, she'd say. I'll pay you back when I get my bonus or a better job. I didn't push because she seemed stressed, and I didn't want to be a controlling boyfriend. My parents taught me to take care of people I love. It was always the same. She'd get sad talking about money problems from her old relationship. How her ex ruined her credit, and she was too shy to show me how bad it was. She promised things would get better once she was stable. I felt like I was protecting her, not being used. Last Tuesday changed everything. She left her phone on the counter while showering. A text from her friend Jessica popped up. It said, "Girl, you're set. If you can get him to propose." Alarm bells went off in my head. I know I shouldn't have, but I looked at their messages. I felt sick. Jessica asked how her money plan was going. Tia replied, "If I can get him to marry me, I won't have to work ever. He's so easy to trick. Just cry." And he gives in. Another message said, "He's paying all my credit, cards and rent. He doesn't even ask questions anymore." Jessica asked about an expensive purse. Tia said she told me it was for job interviews. And I bought her sob story about needing to look professional. That purse was $800, and I didn't even question it. I remember her crying about feeling bad without nice accessories for interviews. She said she'd pay me back with her new job's paycheck a job. She never got. I couldn't breathe. I sat on our couch shaking for 30 minutes. 2 years of my life, thinking I was helping someone I loved. 2 years of her learning how to trick me better. That night, after she slept, I checked bank statements. I found credit cards in my name I didn't open. Charges I didn't make. Fancy dinners when she said she was home. Shopping sprees when she claimed to be broke. She used my credit while saying she was fixing hers. The total is over $40,000 so far. You're probably thinking, how did I not notice? She was hiding mail and sending statements to a PO box. She knew my passwords because I trusted her. When I checked accounts, she'd moved money or paid just enough to make it look normal. I let her help with our finances because she said it. Made her feel useful while she was getting back on her feet. She was using my trust to steal from me. I feel so dumb. My friend said she cared too much about my money and how I could support a family. My friend Mike told me she asked him about my salary at a party. I defended her, saying they didn't get her situation, that she was just worried about money because of her past. Looking back, every emergency happened right after I mentioned a work bonus or something. Suddenly, her car needed fixing when I talked about my savings. She'd have a medical bill insurance didn't cover. She was listening to my money situation and making up problems to match. She doesn't know I know. I've been acting normal for a week while figuring out what to do. I feel sick when she kisses me or talks about our future. Her touch feels fake now. Every "I love you" seems planned. Is this financial abuse? Am I overreacting? Part of me hopes there's an explanation, but those messages were so clear. She called me easy to trick. What would you do? I'm so lost. Edit. Wow, this got big. I'm reading all comments. For those asking, yes, I have screenshots of everything. I'm documenting all the money stuff now. Going through 2 years of bank statements is awful. To everyone saying get a lawyer. My sister Claire is one. I'm calling her tomorrow morning. People asking about the credit cards in my name. She opened 3 so far. She used my social security number and did it while I was at work. The bills went to a PO box I didn't know about. Update 1 posted 2 weeks ago. You guys were right. Everyone who said document everything and get legal help was spot on. This is long, but I need to share because I'm still processing how bad this is. I talked to Claire Tuesday morning. She's a lawyer who deals with financial crimes. When I showed her the screenshots and bank statements, she looked shocked. She said, "Nathan, this isn't just manipulation. This is serious fraud. It could be multiple crimes if we want to press charges." We spent 6 hours going through everything. Claire helped me organize it all. What we found made me sick. The credit cards were the worst. $17,000 across 3 cards I didn't apply for. She forged my name using my social security number, probably while I was at work. The bills went to that PO box. Then there were emergency loans, $8,000. I sent when she cried about her car breaking down, her mom needing surgery, or her rent being late. All lies. I found texts where I promised to help, and she'd reply with heart emojis and "I love you so much. You're saving me." It makes me sick now. $12,000 on what I thought were gifts for us. That Miami trip where she surprised me with first-class flights. My money, shopping sprees where she'd buy me clothes too. So it felt like we were spending together. My credit card. Her car payments I took over when she said she was behind. She was never behind. She just wanted me to pay for her BMW. $6,000 in cash she took from cards and put in accounts I didn't know about. She took money just under the limit to avoid suspicion. The medical bills hurt the most, $3. Zero I thought went to a women's health specialist. She was too shy to talk about it. It was for Botox, lip fillers, and fancy spa days. She used my money to look better, maybe for other guys. Total stolen, $46,000 over 2 years. Not borrowed, stolen through lies and tricks. Claire helped me. Freeze my cards and change all passwords. I had to call my bank to watch for fraud. Tia was using my online banking for months. She knew my passwords because I trusted her. Bank records show she checked my balance before asking for money. Timing it when I had cash. Friday night, I confronted her. I waited until she was relaxed, watching Netflix. I put the screenshots on the table and asked her to explain. Her acting was unreal. Tears came instantly. "Oh my God, Nathan, where did you get these? I can explain." Then came her rehearsed story. "Baby, I was protecting you from my debt so I wouldn't stress you out. You work so hard, and I didn't want to add my problems. The tears were perfect. I planned to tell you when I got stable, but I was so embarrassed about how bad it was. You're so successful, and I felt like a failure when I didn't." Hug her. She changed tactics. "I never meant it to go this far. I thought I'd get a big client and pay it back before you noticed. I love you more than anything. Nathan, I'd never hurt you on purpose. It was so smooth, I almost believed her, even knowing the truth." Then she deflected. "You're making a big deal out of nothing. Couples help each other with money. I thought we were building a life where money didn't matter as much as love." When I kept asking about specific charges, she got mad. She screamed I was financially abusing her by controlling money, that I was toxic for questioning her spending. The gaslighting was wild. She said, "You make so much money. What's a few thousand between people who love each other?" I thought, we were partners. Partners share everything. When I mentioned her texts about marrying me for money, she said Jessica was joking. and I was taking girl talk too seriously. She said I violated her privacy by reading her texts, and that was worse than anything she did. Then she tried to guilt me. She said if I loved her, I wouldn't take her to court. She said I'd ruin our relationship and her career for no reason, when that didn't work. She said her ex financially abused her, and I was hurting her the same way by talking about money. She said, I thought you were different, but you're just like him. I told her I was moving out. She cried and begged me to stay, promising to fix everything and go to counseling. I packed a bag and went to Claire's. Tia sent 73 texts and called 31 times before I blocked her. Her messages went from sorry to angry to threatening to saying she'd hurt herself. I screenshotted everything. Claire says we have a strong case to get my money back in court. She's writing a letter giving Tia 30 days to pay me back before we sue. I also reported the credit fraud to credit bureaus, the FTC, and police for identity theft. I keep thinking about the last 2 years. Every time she cried about money, every emergency needing my card, every vacation where she forgot her wallet but ordered fancy wine. It was all planned. She studied me like a science project. The hardest part is my brain knows she's a predator, but my heart misses the person I thought she was. I'm grieving someone who wasn't real. Edit. Someone asked about her job. Her company doesn't know yet, but they will when this goes to court. Claire says background checks catch fraud convictions. About the suicide threats, Claire documented them. She says it's a common trick, and I shouldn't respond. Update to posted 1 week ago. This week was crazy. Here's the timeline for those following. Monday, Claire sent Tia the demand letter and fraud reports, giving her 30 days to pay $46,127 plus legal fees or face a lawsuit and criminal charges. Tuesday, Tia showed up at my work. Security had to drag her out after she screamed in the lobby about me ruining her life over money and claimed she was pregnant with my baby. She's not. I have proof she's on birth control, and we used condoms. Wednesday, her mom called me. Tia told her family I was abusing her financially and trying to ruin her career over a misunderstanding. Her mom called me selfish, said I was hurting a good woman, and threatened to tell everyone online what kind of guy I am. The crazy runs in her family. I guess Thursday, Tia's boss called me. They heard about the fraud and are checking if she stole from company funds or clients. They asked if I'd help their investigation. I said yes and sent documents. Friday, Claire found out Tia opened a credit line using my mom's info. Mom stayed at our place last Christmas and left some mail. Tia used Mom's social security number for a $12,000 credit line and racked up $8,000 in charges. That's now federal wire fraud. Here's the good part. Yesterday, Claire got a call from Tia's lawyer. Some low-rent divorce guy who thought this was a relationship fight, not fraud. He said we were common law married and the money was ours to share. Claire laughed. We didn't live together long enough for that in our state. And the fraud happened while we were just dating. Common law marriage doesn't cover stealing or fraud. The lawyer didn't get it. Then came their offer. Tia would pay $15,000 over 3 years if I didn't press charges. Or tell her boss, Claire's counter, pay the full amount plus fees in 60 days. Or we go to court, press charges, and help her boss's investigation. Claire's been amazing. She had me document every text, call, and social media message from Tia's family and friends. She said their reactions showed Tia's lies. She got security footage from my work of Tia's meltdown, having video of her fake pregnancy claim is huge for court. The hardest part was asking mutual friends about Tia's money habits. Turns out she borrowed money from lots of people and never paid them back. Claire had me get bank proof that the credit card applications were forged. The bank said the signatures weren't mine and showed the applications happened when I was at work. They flagged it, but didn't call me because the address matched their records. We spent hours comparing her real-life style to what she said she could afford. Instagram posts of fancy dinners, designer clothes, and vacations were all from times she said she was broke. The biggest thing Claire showed me was how Tia timed her emergencies with my money news, like bonuses or good work days. The evidence file is over 300 pages. Claire says it's the clearest financial abuse case she's seen in 15 years. But it's been hard emotionally. I trusted Tia completely. I planned a future with her, maybe proposing next year. My friends are supportive, but I see their pity. They don't say we warned you, but I feel it. I keep wondering what was real. Did she ever love me? Was I just a target from the start? The worst is knowing how planned it was. She learned I hate seeing people upset, so she used tears. She knew I felt guilty about having money while she struggled, and she used that too. She turned my kindness against me. This community keeps me going. Every comment and message from people with similar stories helps. You've shown me it's not my fault, and I'm not dumb for trusting someone I loved. The predator is to blame, not the victim. Edit. Her employer's investigation is separate from our case. They can't share details, but Claire says fraud usually means getting fired. About the pregnancy claim, she's used it before to make me feel guilty. It's a trick, don't fall for it. My mom is pressing charges for her identity theft. Claire says it helps our case by showing Tia's pattern of crime. Final update posted 3 days ago. It's over, and I want to thank everyone who helped me through this mess. We settled yesterday. I got back $41,200 out of $46,127. Here's how it went. Tia's lawyer finally got it when Claire showed the federal wire fraud evidence with my mom's identity theft. This wasn't a relationship fight, it was serious crimes with proof and more victims. Her employer found she'd been stealing from company funds and clients for over a year. They fired her and sent their findings to the police. Her career in communications is done. She'll never work in that field again. The settlement included her frozen bank account $26,000. I wasn't her only victim. We sold jewelry and electronics. She bought with my money for $11,000. We took her severance pay for $1,200. We got a restraining order so she can't contact me or my family or talk bad about me online or to friends. The remaining for $1,927 I'm letting go. Claire says chasing it would cost more in fees than it's worth. Before we sign the papers, Tia asked to meet one last time. Against Claire's advice, I agreed. We met at a coffee shop. She looked tired, like she hadn't slept in weeks. I know you hate me, she said, but I really loved you, Nathan. I just got into deep and didn't know how to stop. She was still playing the victim. Can't we work this out privately? This legal stuff is ruining my life. I felt nothing, no anger, no love, just empty. You had 2 years to be honest, Tia. Instead, you used my feelings against me. She cried, but it felt desperate, not fake. I never meant to hurt you like this. Yes, you did. I said calmly, you planned it all. The only thing you didn't mean was getting caught. I walked away, feeling like I closed a bad book. Here's the real win. Tia's friends know everything now. The court papers showed her lies. Mutual friends told me she borrowed money from them too and never paid back. She's been running this scam for years, not just with me. Her mom called to say sorry last week. Tia was stealing from her family too, using fake emergency stories. She used her grandma's credit cards for months, saying it was for groceries. They might sue her too. There's a whole history of her stealing from people. I'm healing now. 3 months ago, I couldn't trust myself. Today, I'm fixing my credit, savings, and confidence. I even went on a first date last weekend. Nothing big, just coffee with a woman from my hiking group who paid her own way and seemed confused when I offer. To cover it. Claire says cases like mine are more common now because dating apps make it easy for predators to find targets. She's writing a guide for victims and will share it through her firm. I'll post the link here when it's ready. I don't hate Tia anymore. I feel sorry for her, living as a manipulator, never knowing real love. And losing everyone who cares about you is its own punishment. She's 30 and has to start over with a criminal record and no reputation. That's her problem. Now, I'm focused on building real relationships with honesty and respect. Thanks, Reddit, for giving me my life back.